let's go ahead and get into it, man. So we go ahead and get on with the most, the hottest topic for the last couple of days, and that would be D Hop.
Yes,
D
sir.
Hop was released by the Arizona Cardinals, and
That's right.
of course, the Panthers name came up as one of his. I think some of them said they would his most likely landing spot would be Carolina, but he has already come out and said that he doesn't want to play for any more rookie quarterbacks. All right.
Yep.
And he got his list of quarterbacks that he wants to play for. So he wants to play for Patrick Mahomes,
Yes,
Josh
sir.
Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and the other one was Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Okay. So my
And he's
my
not interested
question,
in playing with any rookie quarterbacks.
yeah, and my question is, should the Panthers go at him anyway? Because, and I think you said this in one of our Twitter posts, but people can say what they want, but money talks. And
Yeah.
the Panthers have the second most as far as cap space in the league to throw around. So,
Yeah, I can't argue that point. I would say we do need him,
mhm,
but just like the question that I posed in the Keep Pounding for Life group on Facebook, and even though we have 27.3 million in cap space, second most in the league, as we already mentioned,
mhm,
what's more important, extending Brian Burns or signing DeAndre Hopkins? Now, my opinion is, you know, I would like to have both if
mhm,
at all possible. And I'm not going to say that is not possible because, of course, I'm no salary cap guru. I'm not a GM. I'm not in
mhm,
those offices. I don't know the inner workings of the salary cap. But what I do know, or what I will say is, I believe what's more important right now is extending Brian Burns because he's in that 5th year option right now.
mhm.
Scott Fitter has already made mention, come out and said that he wants to extend Brian
Yeah.
Burns. That's something that
Mhm,
they're going to try to that they wanted to do,
mhm.
and something that they were going to visit after the draft. Now the draft is over. Like we said, we're sitting at cool 27.3 million. I think the opportunity to sign Brian Burns, and maybe D Hop. But that's a big if. That's a big ask in my opinion, because when 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 D Hop has already gave you the top 5 quarterbacks he want to play for, he's already said he doesn't want to play with a rookie quarterback. He doesn't want to be a part of any rebuilding scheme. Those things, those factors eliminates Carolina.
All right. Now on the screen here we have Sport Track. Okay. And it has
Okay.
every team's salary cap space. So right now, Carolina sits second behind the Chicago Bears. All right. Cap space $27.9 million. All right. So now if you go to probably what was his number one quarterback he wanted to play for, Patrick Mahomes, you got Kansas City sitting down here with a what 1.1 million dollars in cap space. Next up, you
Yeah.
got Josh Allen and the Bills, 1.6. Okay, then we go on up here. We have Lamar Jackson and the Ravens sitting with a cool 12 million or 12.3. Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts, 12.6. And who was the other? Oh, the Chargers are below Baltimore. They're sitting with 12 million. Okay.
Right.
So I bring that up to say that if he does decide to go to one of those other teams, he's gonna have to take one exactly, money talks. He's gonna have to take one hell of a pay cut. Okay, because the reports
Yeah.
are that he wants $20 million, a year. All right. Now, what's
Right.
more important to him? Is it the money or is it winning a championship? Now, if it's the money, Carolina's a perfect spot for him because we have it. I just I don't know. I don't know what to put into Shaq Thompson, and I'm hoping that maybe this switch to a 3-4 defense will be something that will help elevate his game, because I don't think he's a slouch. I don't think he's a scrub. Okay, none of that at all. But I just want to see if he can take it, to the next level. Like, I know he can't
Right.
be, Luke Kuechly, but can he be Luke Kuechly-esque? You get
Well,
what
let
I'm
me ask you
saying?
this. No, I get what you're saying, but let me ask you this: of the two starting inside linebackers right now, Frankie Louvu and Shaq Thompson. Now you know me and my saying, I love for a middle linebacker to come down here,
Mhm.
stick his nose in mama kitchen to find out what's cooking, you know. So of the two inside linebackers, who do you think is the most aggressive downhill thumper? Frankie Louvu or Shaq Thompson?
Downhill I gotta give that to Frankie Louvu. I think
Yeah.
he's a little bit more aggressive than Shaq. You know what I mean? I think he's
Yes.
like I said, Shaq has the numbers in tackles, but I think Frankie is a better tackler. And I think he has shown him coming on the blitz, especially if he can get a clear lane, it's gonna be hell to pay for whoever's back there behind the offensive line. Especially if he can get to the quarterback, or if he can get to the ball handler before he can get past the line of scrimmage, get a tackle for a loss. I gotta go with Frankie Louvu all day. Now I was gonna say, you brought up Gross-Matos. Um, him to Baku. I know I messed his name up the other day in a short I did. But when you get to Gross-Matos, I think that's going to be the most interesting spot besides this, cornerback position on our whole defensive side of the ball. Is
Yes.
Gross-Matos going to be able to make that transition to outside linebacker? And Lou Tim, let me just call him Tim. I keep messing up his name. But he said that he likes what he's doing. He said he likes his
Right.
transition. He also brought up DJ Johnson and what's my man name? Is it Jordan Thomas? The one that came from
Yeah, Jordan
the
Thomas, the
XFL.
XFL.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he likes he and of course, I mean, it's OTAs. Okay. So are you really going to expect the coach to get up there during the press conference and be like, yeah, you know what? Nah, he ain't worth a damn yet, but I'm gonna have to whip him into shape. I mean, you're really not going to hear that, from anybody. So we're not really going to know, until they get pads on, they get out there and they start hitting each other.
That's right.
But
That's right.
now
You're
I
exactly
think that
right.
I think our run defense was okay. I would say they kind of flipped between okay and solid last year. All right. So now we switching to this 3-4 defense. It's going to be imperative for Burns and whoever else on the other side, on running plays to be able to set that edge. So is that something Gross-Matos is going to be able to do? I really hope so. Maybe him
Yeah.
standing up, being more of a two technique, maybe it's something that will help his game out. You know, to be honest, I has
Man,
I couldn't set an edge on a
he
word
he is in a
document.
Word document.
Oh
Hey,
my
it's
god.
saying now, man. Don't do the man like that, man. Don't.
Hey, you know what? I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying not to talk too much trash about people, but I cannot say that I don't disagree with that statement at all. Hey,
What?
Vietnam, I'm with you, my friend. I'm with you.
Only thing I would say about that is YGM is a better run defender.
Mhm.
He's not that good at getting after the quarterback. Okay. He's
Yeah.
not that good at getting at the quarterback. But I
He
think,
gotta get
like I
better real
told you
quick.
before, right. But like I told you
Mhm.
before, if anybody would take time out and go back and watch his last year at Penn State, some highlights, they out there.
Mhm.
Because I've done it like 3 or 4 times. Just pay attention to when he was in a 2-point stand versus a 3-point stand and watch how
Mhm.
he got after the quarterback.
Yeah.
to me, from what I seen with my own eyes, I think he was more productive in a 2-point stance than a 3-point stance with his hands in the dirt. But
I'm sorry, man.
what has he shown us other than bust?
Hey,
Hey,
come
I
on, come
can't
on, come
listen.
on,
I
Tony.
can't.
Answer
I
honestly.
know. I can't argue with that. But I'm just
Okay.
trying to keep hope alive. I'm just trying to keep hope alive because all I can only thing about him that can help me stay positive is when I
Mhm.
think back to what he did at Penn State. Now I know
Yeah.
that don't mean a damn thing about what he's done for us. You know what I'm saying?
Lately. Yeah.
Right. But
The NFL is the what have you done for me lately league.
I still don't want to I still won't say he is a bust. I won't say that. What I will say
He's shown bust tendencies.
he has not been as productive as he could have been drafted in the second round
Mhm.
in the same
Agreed.
draft with a Derrick Brown. I don't think
Agree.
his production has matched his draft status. Okay.
Mhm. Agreed.
Yeah. So I agree with that. But I'm hoping this is his fourth year. This is the
Mhm.
last year of his contract. He don't have a fifth year option.
Yeah.
So he gonna have to show and prove to get another contract and at another position. That's what,
So you said wrestling stance is best for YGM than the starting track
well,
position.
yes, Kenna. Damn it, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so think about
hilarious.
this. But think about this. Think about this. Brian Burns' first year in the league. Did he have better production with his hand in the dirt or when he was standing up?
Yeah, but
And ever since
Brian
then,
Burns
what
weighed as
has
much as a number 2 pencil though.
right? Okay, so but here's the two things. Here's the vice versa with that. Brian Burns was known to get after the quarterback, but he wasn't known as much of a pass, as a run stopper. YGM
Yeah.
can stop the run, but is not known as getting after the quarterback.
Yeah.
So in all actuality, which one is going to be more glorified? Which is going to glorify defensive end? Getting the sacks or stopping the run? Getting
I'd get
sacks.
in the sacks. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
Getting the sacks.
because think about it. Think about when we had Hassan Reddick. Hassan
Yeah.
Reddick get you crazy sacks, but he couldn't stop
Sure.
a damn Colt in the run game. That was his
This is
one
true.
downfall. That
Yeah,
was his
this is
one
true.
downfall. He even said it. I need to get my weight up, which we thought he was going to do, and
Mhm.
Carolina was going to bring him back, but he signed with Philadelphia. Philadelphia last year led the league in sacks.
Yeah.
Ask me how many sacks they had in the Super Bowl.
I mean none.
Nada.
Man.
Not a damn one. They
Yeah,
had nothing.
but
So
even still though, even still, they're switching to a 3-4 defense, okay? So you
okay.
got your 3 down linemen, you got your 2 outside linebackers. He's got to show something because it's one thing if all right, Spider Burns is over here. This is who we got to worry about. Gross-Matos is going to be Gross-Matos or whatever you want to call it. He ain't doing jack diddle. He's got to put up something. He's got to do something. He cannot make this switch to outside linebacker and still show up like he's done before.
No,
He's
I
gonna have to,
agree. I agree.
because
I agree.
the thing was when we had Hassan Reddick here, we had Hassan Reddick and we had Brian Burns. Now, just think about
Yeah.
if we'd have had that same combination still, and we switch into this 3-4 defense. I mean, I'd be hella excited. There wouldn't be no questions from me at all about our outside linebacker position and what is it going to be like. I'd be like, damn it, we set. But now I kind
Yeah.
of want to switch position, still on the defensive side of the ball, but
Okay.
Another press conference from the week, Burt Watts. Now, the one line that I took out of his when he said that there is no BS with Jamie Robinson. No
Yes.
BS. And I like that because you could tell from the moment he was drafted, I guarantee you he got on that plane. He came to Charlotte. When he put 2 toes on the ground, he had a pen in his hand and he said, I'm signing it right now. Like, give me my contract. I don't give a damn what it is. Get me some shoulder pads, get me on the field, and I want to hit somebody. You know, I
Right.
can't laugh. I'm sorry, I can't lie, but I laughed so hard when he said it because I was like, I believe it. I was like, I believe it. And
Man, listen.
and if that translates to the field, okay, if that no BS attitude translates to the field, you know, he might be one of our one of the steals of the draft, you know, depending on how much playing time he gets and exactly what position that they use him at. And I wanted to tie that into another press conference with Jonathan Cooley. Okay. And I think he is
Okay.
the oh god, he's the cornerbacks coach. And so
Yeah, yeah,
the
he's
main
cornerbacks coach.
he said versatility, versatility, versatility. That was his main
Right.
talking point was versatility. And the thing that I got out of that is when he said he wants safeties to go down and be able to play nickel. He wants his cornerbacks to slide over and be able to play nickel. So now if I'm reading into this right, and if I'm not, somebody out there tell me that if I'm wrong. But I'm giving a little bit of hope, you know, for our secondary because if through OTAs, through camp, you know, if they can go through and see exactly who fits best where, okay, you know, it may not be a situation where CJ Henderson is, you know, called upon to do as much as he had to do last year, barring any injuries, okay, you
Right,
know,
right.
if the versatility that he's talking about, if that pans out and that comes to fruition, I think the secondary might have a chance to be leaps and bounds better than they were last year. Because, like I said,
Yeah.
if I'm reading into that right, everybody's gonna get a chance to play damn near everywhere, you know, except for old cinder block hand Woods. You know, he gonna be back there swatting you know, swatting Scud missiles that come at him. But it seemed like everybody else is going, and I say that as a joke, you know. Shout out to Xavier Woods, but he can't catch for
I
nobody.
wanna recognize old school Panther fan. What's going on, man?
What's up, old
Welcome to the
school?
live. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
And
you're right.
Kevin, our man
Kevin, what's up,
Kevin, what's
man?
going on, Kevin? I'm
How you doing?
surprised you ain't tapping in, man, and joining us today.
Hey, look, Kevin say, man, y'all got it this time. But
But yeah, I think Jamie's gonna surprise a lot of people. I think he got that hunger, he got that dog in him, man. He got
mm-hmm,
that will to want to say let me say it like this. He has that type of will and attitude to
mm-hmm.
make other safeties and possible corners uncomfortable in their position. Yeah.
Kevin, let me tell you, man,
Yeah.
adjustments have plagued the Panthers for years. I would
Amen.
say the better part of the last
Yeah.
decade, or you know, maybe beyond that. It's like they would just go like this and be like, you know what, this ain't working, but we just gonna keep going at it. You know, it'll work. You know,
Yeah.
I haven't. That's one thing that's frustrated me to no end about the Panthers. They go into halftime and it's like, what adjustments are you trying to make? What are you trying to do? Like what are you seeing that we're not seeing that makes you think that you're gonna go back out there
Yeah.
and do the same stuff over and over, and this team is not letting you gain a yard? You know,
Right.
so yeah, I had to throw that
Right.
in there because, like I said,
That is
adjustments have been killing us. The lack of, I should say that the lack of adjustment.
That's one thing I don't think we will have any problem or complaint about this year. You know, when we
I
talked
hope,
about
yeah,
Frank Wright when accepted the head coaching position, this is the first time in Panther history that we had an offensive minded head coach. Okay. So we have someone that has the know-how and the capabilities to go in at halftime and make adjustments from an offensive standpoint. Instead of it being the start of the third quarter, we playing the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So but with this offensive minded head coach, with all the experience on this offensive side of the ball, and I feel 110% confident standing on it that we are not going to see things from this offense that we have seen previously, maybe ever. There's too much experience for these guys not to be able to make the adjustments, not to put together a good offensive or defensive plan each and every week.